Okay, so this is a video of American Jimmy Carr, and Jimmy is the African American. He's in the blue singlet. This is the way, blue and red. In any case, you can see he's very tall, and for the weight, this is 114 and a half pounds. He's very thin at this point, 18 years old. Had been to the Olympics. I think that he is the fastest wrestler I've ever seen. I mean, all things considered, when I watch him and see some of the movements like that, it barely, I mean, this is obviously an old and bad tape, but it's like a bolt of lightning, literally. See it again coming up. There's little tape that I've been able to find of Jimmy wrestling. I think most of you folks know that the Carr family's history in the University of Kentucky. His brother Fletcher, I don't know how many of those brothers there are, but there's a bunch of them. He was one of the youngest ones, and was a great wrestler. This match a long time ago. I saw Jimmy wrestle one time at Erie, Pennsylvania, in a tournament called the Great Lakes Open, which is a pretty big tournament for being Erie. I remember it had a high school and an open division, and I would say that the year was 1975, and Jimmy actually lost. I believe it was in the semifinals to a kid from Pennsylvania who I know ultimately did become a state champion. And all I'd say is it was Folkstyle, and he kept grabbing Jimmy's ankles, and Jimmy couldn't get him loose. He just a little frustrated. There's the other step through. I mean, just the speed of it is really, as I said, I think he is the fastest wrestler when it comes to shooting for the takedown that I've ever seen. And of course, one of the reasons I think it was as fun to watch as he was is coming up. So I don't want to spoil your fun of it, but many people may have felt somewhat disappointed in the sense that I think the best he did in the NCAA's was fifth place at 126 pounds, and I don't know really how to account for this kid here at that time, and for many years until this last group of young wrestlers like Marcus Blaze. Look at, there's another one. And why you got to just watch? Shut up, Fred. Let them watch this. That's how they draw it up in the textbooks. It's beautiful, and obviously Jimmy's strong, and he was tall. As I said, big for the weight. I thought in a lot of ways, and when I saw him in Great Lakes, and when I I didn't see him at the NCAA's, but I know when he competed at the NCAA's, he was 12 pounds heavier. And I don't know how much of a difference that may have meant in terms of, dealing with the strength. I don't know that he was any taller, or even appeared to be taller. He certainly filled out. I know I'd say that for sure. And even though I did see him losing a folk style match, that was a fun one because he's like most wrestlers I admire the most, guys who are moving forward. And that's one of the things that I would say that I liked most about Jimmy is he's always going. And you can see here even with a big lead, he's still pretty open, pretty loose, and shooting for the most part. Unless he gets caught, and then he's got defense. I remember Wade Chalice told me something about Jimmy's hips. I wish I could remember. He said he had hands attached to his hips. So, I guess he knew from the day. So I appreciate that, Wade. And I enjoyed watching Jimmy to a limited extent that I was. And I hope you did too. Yeah, if you feel like it, subscribe to the channel. We got a lot more classic American wrestlers like Jimmy Carr. Thank you.